So your grandfather sounds like me. Head up, shoulders back, and proud to be. Every little girl is so naive, falling in love with the first man that she sees. Now I will not be a victim of romance. See, the thing is, we are so alone, there's nothing we can share. You could get me on the telephone, but you won't keep me there. No, 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 you won't keep me there.
Laura, it's good to see you again. How you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good, good. You know, my feelings about Once I Was an Eagle is I've talked to you about this before. I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful album. And we spoke back in May when the album first came out. Now, how have the songs changed in your mind through all the performances you've been doing?
I think in a funny way I've kind of sunk into them a bit more because I'm playing them, you know, I'm always on tour, so I'm playing them every night. And actually, I start with a 20-minute song in my sets now, which is actually quite strangely meditative.
Yes.
So I'm enjoying it.
Do they change meaning for you? I mean,
yeah, no, I think they sort of stay where they were when they were written.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Am I wrong to assume they're deeply autobiographical?
Deeply autobiographical might be slightly misleading. They are from an autobiographical place, but they are essentially fantasy and fiction, you know, as is always the way in the creative process.
Okay. When I hear a lyric like, is it "I will not be a victim of romance,"
Mm-hmm.
I imagine some terrible row with someone, and then you rush over to your pen and paper and guitar and resolve this issue by working it through your art.
I'm not quite so. I almost consider that like an extroverted way of writing.
Okay.
I've never been, and hopefully never will be, the type of person that would have to stop a social situation in order to note something down.
Hold on, please.
Yes, I need that for my repertoire.
But I get the sense that the album seems to open up as it progresses. We're very close to you in the beginning, and it seems like a 4-song suite in the beginning. By the end of the album, you're really bold, and the music is louder, and you're constantly present, but you seem to be surrounded by moreness. Intentional?
It was actually not from my intention. I mean, sort of by my intention. But Ethan Johns, who produced the record, I laid down all of the stuff that I needed to do, which was the guitar and the lyrics, and he sort of got very involved in his perspective of the record and created this landscape around it, which suited it very well, and not something that I could have had the objectivity to create, because I was sort of in it, and he was standing back from it and adding things.
Yeah, it seems you and he have a nice thing going.
Yes, yeah, four albums together.
Yeah, but yes, I mean he's clearly a presence, as is the cello, as is the upright bass. But your guitar and the interesting tunings is right there.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite difficult to have that level of intimacy. But you both captured it quite well.
Oh, good.
No, I mean, the question I asked about autobiography is I was always sort of fascinated by this idea of a highly personal song delivered then to an audience and given to the audience. At some point, it's no longer yours.
Yeah.
Can you feel that transference occurring?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Actually, I'm more aware of it now than ever, because when I write, it's an unconscious process, and maybe it shouldn't be that way. Actually, I'm relatively in control of my mind, therefore I think I have some control over what I'm putting out, but I'm loath to mess with whatever it is. I could never describe to you what the process of songwriting is, as I'm sure many writers or artists would say the same, because it's always different for everybody, and I'm sort of loath to mess with it, so I quite often leave things as they come, and that sometimes means that things are bizarrely far away from my life and my truth, and then sometimes things are they do have a bit of my essential being. But I don't think I am capable of, in my personality, I'm not capable of being extremely candid with people because I'm English, of
Okay.
course. So I don't think I'm in too much danger of giving myself away in music.
Okay. Do you get emails from fans who say, "Boy, you really clarified my thinking for me with that line or that song"?
I get a lot of people saying, "You have said what I have said," which is interesting.
Yeah.
You have thought what I have thought,
Yeah.
which I can totally believe.
Yeah. It's an interesting relationship through lyric. I guess this is the essence of folk. I guess we would still consider you to be a folk artist. But it is the essence of one-on-one communication via the guitar and words and melody. And it's interesting to know that people still take it that way.
Yes.
Yeah. So how long you've been on the road since probably since May? Probably.
Yeah.
How long are you going to keep pushing?
Not long.
Not long.
Not long. No, I'm very lucky. I get to tour in a very easy-going way, so I'm not worn out yet. But December is the end.
Okay. Well, that's still far off, though. It's not.
Oh,
It's not like
it
you're going
flies
home
by.
tomorrow, though.
No, but I am going back to Europe.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, we're delighted to have had you. Thank you so much for coming by again.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.